In this video, I'll be showing you, basically the very basic way of how to load your firearm when you're getting ready to shoot. And again, just a reminder, if you haven't already watched it, please watch my firearm safety video. Do that before you watch any of my other videos or before you do anything with firearms. Make sure you watch that and get that safety out of the way, because that's definitely the most important thing, is always keep safety in mind first. And obviously you need to have your magazines loaded first. And they do sell some things called magazine loaders that would push down the follower for you and makes loading rounds into the magazine really easily. But definitely you want to learn how to do it without that, and I'll show you the best method. When the magazine is completely empty, unfortunately I don't have a double stack magazine to show you with, but this is what we call a single stack. But when you have a completely empty magazine, just take the round, and you should see that the curve of the magazine would generally be towards the front of the weapon where the bullet will come out of. So you do it the same way, the curved part of the round, which is the bullet part, facing the curved part of the magazine. So, and a lot of times the top of the magazine, you can't just put the round directly in there. It won't go, because this part actually is thinner than the width of the cartridge, and obviously that's on purpose, so that it holds, so all the rounds don't just come out of the magazine. That's what holds it. The front part, you would notice, is flared out a little bit. You see how it's like narrow and then it flares out? So that's where you want to load the rounds. So you basically put your thumb on top of the back of the casing. So it's, let's see, like this. You hold it with the other fingers on the sides, but you put your thumb on top of there. Then you put it on, this is called the follower, this little piece of the magazine, which in any other magazine it might look different, but it's the same part of the thing. It's called the follower. That's the part that would push the rounds up. So you put it on that, right where the flare is on the magazine itself. Push it straight in and then back towards the flat part of the magazine. So now that it's fully seated to the back, you see, let me try to, so you push it down and back, right? Now, loading the second round and the rounds after that would be a little bit trickier, because now it's no longer flat. Before you had a nice flat surface that there's not much chance that you could slide off of it. Now this is round. If I try to push on it, maybe it'll come off to the side, because this is a rounded surface. So this is the trick. After you load the first round, take your thumb on the hand that's holding the magazine that you're loading, and actually push down on the top round. So I'm not sure if this translates well to video, but basically, you're pushing it down a little bit, so now you have kind of like a flat-ish area between the rim of the magazine and the top of your top round. So after you push that down, you could take the other round, holding it the same way with the thumb over the back of the casing, and just push that top round down even more, and then back. Move your thumb out, the other thumb out of the way, and back. And you just load the rest of them the same way. Hold that down, push it in, and back. Let me see if I can do it facing. So you hold it down, push it down, and back. That's it. You do that for all your rounds. Hold on, let me do that again. Hold it down, and back. And what I like to do, which I don't even think you really need to, but what I always like to do after I'm done loading a magazine, and you could tell when it's fully loaded, they usually have some kind of indicators on the side, like this has these dots, these holes, and you can see the casing through the holes. The bottom, when you see one on the bottom, then you know it's fully loaded. Different magazines will have different ways of showing you when the magazine is fully loaded. So once you have it fully loaded, or if you just want to put a few rounds in there, whatever your choice, I like to always kind of just tap it, so to make sure on the back, the flat part of the magazine, I like to tap it so that make sure all the rounds are seated as far back, so none of them are like this or anything like that. And actually, in my video of reloading, I will show you something that's also related to that. Okay, so Let's say you're going to the range for the first time and you're going to put ammunition into your firearm to start shooting. For the purposes of any of my videos, I always use snap caps. They're basically dummy rounds. They're fake rounds. There's no real charge inside them, no real primer, not a real bullet. It's just basically a shell that's shaped kind of like an empty aluminum casing that's shaped the same as like an entire cartridge. So it feeds and extracts the same way. I don't have any live ammunition anywhere close to me right now, so there's no, hopefully there's no possibility of any live ammunition getting into my firearms while I'm doing these videos. Well, okay, so you have your firearm, which it could be, a semi-automatic. Well, I only have semi-automatics, unfortunately, right now. This is a 1911, specifically made by Springfield Armory. This is actually a full Springfield custom, but it's in terms of the way it looks and the grips, it's very similar to the loaded MC operator, and actually I have one of those too, and it's a beautiful weapon. And another one for the purpose of this video I want to show is a different style, is the Springfield XDS. I promise I'm not getting paid by Springfield, I just really like their firearms. So this is kind of like to cover polymer weapons, and this is the older style all metal frame and style weapon. So I'm just going to show you the two because actually they're very similar, like they're actually identical. Actually, the method I'm going to teach you works for every single type of firearm, and I just have the two different types to show you, all different types of semi-automatic firearms. I'm sorry. I'm just going to show you the two kind of most popular styles. So basically, you have your firearm, and following all the safety rules and following the proper grip, which I have a video for that too, so make sure you watch that. You take your magazine after loading it. You would take this magazine, and with the bullet part obviously facing the danger end of the firearm, you insert this into the bottom right here and slap that up. You always give it a good slap. You're not going to break the gun. If you do, you should return the gun and get something else, because that should not break your gun. So slap it up, nice and hard. Don't be shy. And I see a lot of people do different things with the slide, like I see a lot of people trying to pull on this, and this is kind of hard. Actually what I recommend is grab with these like the meaty part of your palm here, and then the three fingers here. So you actually have a lot of grip on the slide. You're not doing this where you're only using two fingers. So you have this and then all three fingers on the slide, and you're kind of pulling back, but I would say pull back with this hand, but at the same time you're pushing forward with this hand. So you're kind of working both. And basically what will happen when you do that is this. When it's back like this, it's ready to load the round it's on the top of the magazine. And to do that, just let go of the slide. So basically when you're pushing forward, you're holding onto it, and then just let go of it. But keep pushing forward with this arm. So let's see, how many did I load in here? Let me put one more so I can show you again. So basically faster, this motion would make sure this casing doesn't land on anything. So faster you would do this. Ignore the round spitting out. That would not happen on the first round. I just wanted to show you. And it's fairly easy. You're not straining yourself as much as if you try to do it this way. And the one note that I want to point out about loading your weapon, loading the firearm, is don't think that your firearm is fragile. Seriously, don't. Like I said, if it breaks with any of these things, you should get a different firearm, because when it's shooting, it'll be put under a lot more stress than anything you can possibly put to it. So don't feel I see a lot of people that feel like they need to ease slide forward. You know, I see them doing that. They're like, they want to make it go easy because they're afraid to let it slam. Like, no, that's like the worst thing possible. I mean, actually, this is a perfect example. Because I eased it forward and I didn't let it slam, you notice it is not completely in battery. Battery meaning that the round is completely chambered with the bolt locked. You see how the slide is still back? It should be flush with this part of the frame. So, and you can actually, hopefully it shows up in the video, there's actually a gap here where you can see part of the casing. You know, if most well-made firearms in this state will not shoot. You see, like it won't even let the hammer fall. But if it's maybe more forward than this, to the point where it's just enough to where the part of the firearm that senses if the slide is fully in battery thinks it's fully in battery, but it's not, and it actually, by whatever chance, does allow the hammer to fall, and the primer gets hit by the striker or the firing pin, whichever your firearm would have. That would be very bad. You know, if it's not fully in battery, fully chambered, and it is allowed to go off, basically the amount of pressure that builds up in here, instead of just going out the front, would also want to come out this way too, and you know, that can cause shrapnel to shoot out of the top of your firearm, potentially coming back at you or people around you. So definitely don't be shy. Don't try to ease the slide forward. Oh, hold on, let me show it to you with the slide forward, because the slide would only be locked back if you've been shooting it in the last round fire. So this is kind of like how you would normally keep your firearm stored. So you load the magazine, grip it here, pull back and push forward at the same time, and release with this hand so that the slide slams forward like that. Very quick, very easy. And now there is a round in the chamber. If this was a live round, it would be ready to fire, but it's not. And like I said, I'm going to show you with the other firearm as well, the Springfield XDS. So this is the Springfield XDS, the 3.3 inch barrel, the smaller version of the two. This is kind of good for if you want to pocket carry, meaning that you conceal carry a firearm inside your pocket for those times where a hip holster would not work with the type of shirt that you're wearing, you know. So, you know, this might look very different than the other firearm that I was using, but as I'm going to show you, the process is basically exactly the same. So you following all the same rules with the grip of the firearm with the strong dominant hand. You grip grip the firearm. Take the magazine, and same thing with the bullet facing the dangerous end of the gun. Insert that on the bottom of the magazine. There's that hole right there. So insert that in here, slap it up. Always give it a nice slap. I mean, you don't have to do that second slap. That's just by inserting it, slap it up, and then just transition your hand over to the top of the firearm, and same thing, push and pull. Let it slap back forward. So it's completely in battery, and it has a round in the chamber ready to fire. But yeah, so basically that's how you would load your magazines and how you would load your firearms when you're getting ready to shoot for the first time. So thank you again for watching my videos, and again look in the description for the link to the Firearm Safety video if you want to watch that again, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see when I add more videos. Visit my channel to see if I have my other videos that would cover all the other fundamentals of shooting. And again, if you are in the South Florida area and would like to have some lessons, I am actually a certified instructor, so definitely contact me. Go to the description, and I'll have the instructions on how to contact me. So if you want more details about that, definitely don't hesitate. Feel free to contact me. Okay. So again, thank you for watching, and always be safe. Okay.